James O'Keefe is the head of Project Veritas. He joins us now, and this is now the fifth in a series. He's the founder of Project Veritas, exposing this collusion, this corruption, this manipulation of the Clinton campaign and Democrats. How are you, sir?
Hey, Sean. Thanks for having me on again.
Well, I wanted to lay down that history because it really, your video just goes to the heart of an argument I have made for many years on this program.
Yes, this is the top Democratic donor inside the fundraiser. Just like for all the other videos, we had to infiltrate, penetrate, really gain access to these organizations, and getting into this fundraiser and talking to this guy. This is an actual intellectual. He's someone who's given TED Talks. He's actually at a university, and he gives money to Hillary Clinton. He's given thousands and thousands of dollars to Hillary Clinton, and he compares blacks to Sonderkommandos, Jewish guards who'd helped murder Jews in the concentration camps. It's disgusting, and the most powerful thing about the video is the reaction of African Americans we interviewed in North Carolina. One man looks at the video, looks up at the sky, tears come to his eyes, and he goes, "So that's what they think about us." These people are so the way they speak about black people and how they almost own them. And the way they speak about it is just reprehensible, and it's eye-opening.
It's beyond shocking. There is now one example after another of proven racism. On top of that, they make promises every 4 years, go away, nothing gets better in the black community in particular. They are beholden to the NEA. The single best thing we can do is have the philosophy that every man, woman, and child is created by God, and the word education from the Latin means to bring forth from within, and we're destroying these kids with a failed educational system, but they cling to it because that's where their political power base lies, and they get all this money from the NEA. You have been able to expose a lot in this 5-part series that I think is critical. What is the mainstream media? How many people in the mainstream media call you and ask you, can they run these tapes? Can they talk about them?
I'll tell you what. Actually, this one was more of a North Carolina story. It was kind of a phenomenon in North Carolina yesterday because this video showing this top donor standing next to the Senate candidate in North Carolina comparing black voters to Sonderkommandos comes a day after a leaked recording emerged of the Republican joking about a, quote, bullseye on a photo of Hillary Clinton at a gun range. And that audio tape of the Republican making that joke was on CNN, it was on the front page of every newspaper, and then we released our video, we timed these things, try to time them perfectly, 24 hours later. You'd think that everyone would cover it. It has been covered by ABC News local affiliates, but not to the same extent. Now, there is some news. The Senate candidate, her name is Ross, Deborah Ross. This is the most contested election in the country in North Carolina.
North Carolina is ground zero. North Carolina, if Donald Trump doesn't win North Carolina, I don't think he can get the presidency.
So this is the most contested Senate race and national election. Deborah Ross's campaign for Senate actually returned the contribution of this donor. The media had to report that because he's making these racist comments. You'd think this would be much more of a national story. It's kind of incendiary, the comments made, but obviously the media is biased, and my obligation, my duty is to try to expose things and get the reactions so that the media can actually report on it. The media was forced to report on the first couple of videos because they fired the people in the videos, and that's news. It's hard news. But it's tougher when it's just a videotape of people making these outrageous comments.
All right. Let's remind everybody, you were able to show that there was money funneled from the Clinton campaign to the DNC, to this Democratic group, to these operatives that would foment violence. You were able to show on tape that there was a willingness to commit massive voter fraud, plotting conspiracy to commit massive voter fraud. On top of that, then you also tied all of these individuals directly to Hillary Clinton. I've got a montage of some of your work here, and then I'll play it and let you explain all that you've discovered.
I would have to grab Emma's ass twice. I think that the bar of acceptable conduct on this campaign is pretty low. I said, in order for me to be fired, I probably have to grab Emma's ass twice. I think if I ripped up completed fallen the art forms, 20 of them, I think I would get reprimanded. I don't think I would get fired.
I know I was ripping up the ballots. I told you. Yeah. So we're okay with that? Yeah. We're solid. So I'm not going to get in trouble for just ripping up the ballots. Okay.
It doesn't matter what the freaking legal and ethics people say. We need to win this mother. Hillary is aware of all the work that you guys do. I hope.
The campaign is fully in it.
And then they tell Hillary what's going on.
Well, Hillary knows through chain of command.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting we wait around. We need to start this right away.
Okay.
On every one of these fronts.
Okay.
What I call it is conflict engagement.
Mm-hmm. That's your version of reenfranchisement.
Conflict engagement in the lines at Trump rallies. We're starting anarchy here.
Campaign pays DNC. DNC pays Democracy Partners. Democracy Partners pays the Fogle Group. The Fogle Group goes and executes.
So there's a Morse code between the DNC and super PACs.
It's less of a Morse code than it is a text conversation that never ends. The thing that we have to watch is making sure there's a double blind between the actual campaign and the actual DNC and what we're doing. There's a double blind there. So they can plausibly deny that they knew anything about it.
We have a call with the campaign every day to go over the focuses that need to be undertaken.
Chicago protest, when they shut all that was us. It was more him than me, but none of this is supposed to come back to us because we want it coming from people. We don't want it to come from the party.
We have to be really careful because what we don't need is for it to show up on CNN that the DNC paid for X people to. That's not going to happen.
Make no mistake. Over the last 20 years, I paid off a few homeless guys to do some crazy stuff. The reality is, a lot of, especially in our union guys, a lot of union guys, they'll do whatever.
Oh yeah.
You want. Yeah. They're rock and roll.
In the end, it was the candidate, Hillary Clinton, the future president of the United States, who wanted ducks on the ground. So, by God, we will give ducks on the ground.
Wow.
Don't repeat that thing.
Okay.
I'm a little bit peeved that I haven't heard back from you guys about.
All right, I don't have enough time, James, to get it all in here, but there's a summary of now the 5 tapes.
Yeah.
Here we are 5 days away from Election Day. I know some of the media has shut you down and they don't give you the credit you deserve, and that frustrates me. But can you tell everybody, sum up what you've discovered this election campaign and what's coming?
And thank you for playing all those bits, because that's a pretty good summary. Basically, this was a year-long operation inside the DNC, inside the Hillary Clinton campaign, and all of her various subcontractors and subgroups. And we exposed a dark money web that showed money being given from the Hillary Clinton campaign to these different organizations in violation of federal election and campaign coordination laws. It was Hillary's idea, according to the people closest to her, to have people dress up in costumes, Donald Duck costumes, to incite a sometimes violent reaction. All of those people have been fired. Bob Creamer was fired. He is someone who is close with Obama. According to White House logs, he met with Obama 47 times. He went to the White House 340 times. And all these videos, what they show is the heart and soul, or lack thereof, of these political institutions. After these videos have come out, John Roberts tweeted out, was it yesterday, from Fox, he said, protesters inside Donald Trump events have all but evaporated since our report. All the people you saw, all the violence, they took credit for in our videos. It was their people inducing violence and inducing a reaction. And according to the people in those tapes who've now lost their jobs, it was all Hillary's idea. This, some people say, makes Watergate look like petty shoplifting. And the fact that our media won't do the job and won't ask the tough questions is the reason why this election is not easily given to Donald Trump. And it's up to citizen journalists like me and Project Veritas and other people, intrepid people who are not part of the establishment, to actually do the job, because the media
I've got to go here, but as always, James O'Keefe, gutsy, bold. You are showing that we don't need the media anymore. Great job. I appreciate all you've done, and I look forward to your next round. How many more rounds, by the way?
We've got one or two more coming out before Tuesday.
All right. Thank you, sir.